Hello and welcome back to second round coverage of the 2018 Waco Annual Charity Open. We have the lead group here, Paul McBeth on fire, BigSexy commentary with you, Nate Sexton and Jeremy Koling.
Yeah, and clearly the story of the front nine was me shooting 6 down.
Yeah, Jerm had a beautiful 6 down. Paul came in at 10 down for 9 holes.
Not so that impressive.
That's, that's cool. But Jerm, 6
wow.
under. 6 under.
No, it's so we're basically here to watch and see if Paul McBeth can shoot 20 under par.
Yeah, he's on pace right now. Hole 10, par 4, 591, a beautiful hole. You got to just play. Ideally, you're looking for 400 feet straight up the middle. I mean, really, you're looking for that on every hole, but you want to go really straight, stick it in the middle. If you go left, you're in some trouble.
And I was kind of thinking about what you said yesterday here about whether Paul can reach this hole or not, and maybe, getting a little bit of confidence after that killer front nine. Maybe he's going to go for it.
Well, he kind of did, but it didn't work.
Yeah, but he stayed in the middle of the fairway, and honestly, there's no place off the tee that he could be if he was in the middle of the fairway where he wouldn't have a good shot at still getting his birdie.
For sure, especially considering he's 4 for 4 from outside the circle so far.
Exactly. And Devan kept a nice drive there in the middle.
A little bit too high, but there's room over there.
I'm throwing a nice old seasoned Star Wraith, actually the Christmas stamp Wraith that I really like, and this just broke over a little bit too late and faded off.
Gregg with a rip.
Yeah, Gregg with a little bit of frustration after a very dismal front nine and has just thrown a lace beauty.
Wow, that's a monster drive. I would say he probably only has 150 to go, maybe less.
I can't imagine many drives better than that because that is, he's almost got a jump putt approach.
And here's Paul. Can he sneak it through? Looks like he can. He's going to make the circle, maybe? Not quite.
Just outside the circle, but, that's basically his range right now because he hasn't.
Wow.
He's only made everything.
Yeah.
And Devan with a backdoor Annie around the big tree.
Cool. Who knew?
I just can't imagine that was what was drawn up. That tree is so prominent. There's such little space between that tree and the edge of the fairway. But regardless, he is parked.
He nailed it.
If he was going for that, then hats off because that was a great shot.
And this looks really good. Oh, wow. Kind of a hot skip.
Yeah, a little bit more than I thought that I might get with that soft frontline X mortar. But
go gadget legs. Straddle out. See what you got.
We'll see something here. And it to me looked like Barsby was running that. Like,
wouldn't surprise me.
And that's the kind of guy he is sometimes. I feel like when he gets into this mode, like the one thing he needs to snap out of it.
Yeah. It's just a big crowd pleaser. Here's
exactly.
Paul. Oh, and that's the first miss of the day for Paul. Wow.
The first mistake, and he's going to have a par.
Yeah.
And
he's going to go back to 10, perfect 10 through 10. He's going to fall back to perfect 10
Yeah,
through
exactly.
10.
And Gregg with a nice up and down putt there from an awkward stance in the woods.
Nice.
I had a very similar lie, so I knew exactly what he was dealing with there. That was a great putt.
Similar lie, but 50% more leg length.
Yeah, at least.
Made it look a lot easier.
Yeah, it was a lot easier than Gregg's for sure. And Paul's
in for par.
And if Devan makes this, which I'm going to go ahead and say he's going to make this.
I feel good about it.
This could be, and I'm going to go ahead and step out here on a limb, and I'm going to say this is the first time in history that a player is going to be 10 down through 10 holes and be bottom of the box on the 11th hole.
That is pretty incredible to think about.
It has to be the first time that's ever happened.
He's back of the box at a perfect 10 through 10.
10 through 10.
How else? That's insane.
It's pretty crazy.
Hole 11, par 3, 279 straight away, perched up here on the hill. It's really not a super difficult hole, but you do have to just hit your gap. Big kick could put you in the rough, and bogey could come into play. If that doesn't get out, looks like he's on the edge. He should be okay. Wow, I can't get over that. Back of the box at a perfect 10 down.
And that's the same Sexy Bird 2015, and I really liked it, but just caught the base of some of those trees there, keeping the disc from skipping up the hill. And this is exactly what you're looking for as a forehand player. That is
Perfect.
you can't throw it better than that unless it goes in the basket, ladies and gentlemen. That's exactly how you do it. And Paul's going to throw that same rock that he did yesterday. And this is looking the exact same result.
Awesome shot.
Except deja vu would mean that he misses his putt with a spit out and rolls down the hill. So I think we're going to maybe see a little bit more time put into this birdie putt.
Could be. Nice shot there from Devan to recover. Should see you from just outside the circle up next.
Yeah, about 35, 36 feet away.
Oh, beautiful putt. That was perfect.
I'm just trying to keep that nose up a little bit to match the slope of the basket being a little bit higher. And that's the first time I really felt like I could get a stroke back on McBeth, even though the birdie in the last hole happened. But 2 in a row, wow.
Yeah. Paul back to his birdieing ways.
Oh, wait. No, that's just 1 in a row, excuse me.
Yeah, you're not getting a stroke.
I'm not losing a stroke is basically...
That feels almost like gaining a stroke.
Yeah, in a way it is.
I mean, it's pretty incredible that you're only 3 back. You're playing fantastic. You're just up against perfection.
Yeah.
Hole 12, par 5, 609. Dare I say, another eagle opportunity. It's going to the right. You probably land it right here where the drone is now, and then you've got to get up the shelf, continue a little bit straight, and you can make a 3 with 2 perfect shots.
Yeah, the 3 is very much comes into play.
This looks like a nice shot. Little tight. Yes, a little tight. Going to be jammed up against those trees.
Mm-hmm. I'm just a little bit surprised to see that come out slow. I thought that I threw that really well. I figured it had hit a tree or something to come up so short.
Yeah.
Paul going with a McBeth Destroyer here.
Nice little bounce towards the middle. Not huge drive, but pretty well positioned.
I mean, Devan kind of playing a little bit safer shot, looks like, with a slower disc. I didn't catch what he was throwing there, but
Putter to me.
yeah, I think it was. And just to play for position and give him a chance to throw maybe a little bit more aggressive second shot. And this is pushing that back edge of the fairway.
Nice.
Yeah, and that's going to keep him inside 50, 60 feet or so for an eagle look.
Probably a little obstructed, but a chance. Trying to get up that hill. Ooh, that's not a bad kick, actually.
Yeah, I couldn't quite tell if I liked it or if I hated it.
Yeah, I mean, it didn't make your shot would have been better had you missed the tree. But
yeah, it wasn't a bad kick.
As kicks go, it was pretty friendly.
Sure. And Paul, who 3'd this one yesterday with that same disc, same approach to the hole, just didn't quite keep that high enough.
Not likely to 3 from there.
Not likely.
But we've said that before today.
We have.
And Gregg also kind of finding that same area. Everybody's really right down there right now.
Mm-hmm. And Paul took quite a bit of time lining this one up. And that's...
What?
It just was a barrage, like an onslaught of...
That was probably 100 feet through the woods. Unbelievable. Here's Germ shot. Beautiful shot.
Yeah, I mean, kind of inspired in a way.
Yeah.
Like it's like laying up's great, but like hitting metal is way cooler, I guess.
It's true. It really is true. And Gregg with the forehand.
I mean, there it is again.
Another big at it. And he's going to have a kind of tricky putt, maybe.
Yeah, and I mean, there's no way that was a layup.
No,
no
chance.
That was Gregg going for a throw-in.
Yeah. I mean, he's 11 strokes back all of a sudden.
Yeah, and I think that might be creeping up. You know, we're in a course that... Oh,
Nice
great putt. Yeah, way to get away with that without paying the price. But, you know, this course doesn't necessarily provide that much scoring separation. It's kind of a marathon of birdies. And, you know, if you're going to bring your way back into this tournament, you got to maybe go for stuff like that.
Mm-hmm. hole 13 back out in the open to what I would probably say is the easiest section of the course. We've got a par 4 to start us off, 555, one mandatory that stops you from going over the parking lot. Just looking for a big crush. You really don't need much more than 350 though to be in a great birdie position here.
Yeah, these next 4 holes before the last 2 are birdie alley, so it's really important that you get out clean here. And
This is a little high.
And I wasn't sure if that was going to go out of bounds or not. I was not liking where it was going.
I was a little scared, but you're probably going to be okay from there.
Yeah, I'm going to be about 310 feet or so from the pin still. Maybe a little closer. And Gregg just goes absolutely animalistic with this drive here with his boss.
Wow.
I mean, he is 80 feet from the pin.
Wow.
Maybe less. And on that low ceiling, I mean, he just absolutely rips into this.
That's awesome.
I don't know if there's some frustration behind that or what, but I mean, he just annihilates this. And Paul maybe a little inspired by Gregg there.
Whoa.
But I'm going to go, that's 4-time love right there.
So he hasn't missed the Mando.
He hasn't missed the mandatory, and he has not kicked out of bounds, but he has kicked right and is in a really bad spot. But
yeah, but a lot of things worse could have happened.
oh, yeah. A lot of other players would have kicked in a lot worse spots or not kicked and just missed the mandatory outright. And Devan with a great hyzer approach there, making that gap look pretty big, even though it wasn't.
Oh, what a strange shot now. He's got to go super high.
And just finds the smallest hole that you can possibly go in the trees and
There's no way.
doesn't hit a limb.
Where did it land? Okay.
It came about 100 feet short, but
Still, that's insane.
no mortal human being could throw it that far from where he was.
That's very smooth. Right up to the pin.
And that's that same Firebird that been thrown all around. I really trust that thing to throw a really nice straight, long straight line.
Start saving up your trade bait now because those things aren't cheap, man. I
No,
can't be
they're
hooking you up
not,
with
man.
those.
They're going for crazy amounts
I
online.
can't be hooking you up with too many more of those.
All right, that's fair. And Devan comes up a bit short. Would have liked to have it closer, but he's still well inside the circle.
Paul going to take a par. Really pretty fortunate par, though, as we said. And Gregg with an eagle look.
And he told me he was going to give it a little hyzer run, and he did. And
Yeah, he did.
that's another time he's hunting.
Yeah, for sure. Hopefully catches something here pretty soon.
Yeah, that'd be awesome. And Devan's in.
Good birdie. Moves to -6 for the round, which is not bad. You know, after a slow start, it's
Yeah,
just
no kidding.
The Rat is the newest mid-range made by Innova Champion Discs. It has a low profile, which makes it comfortable for both backhands and forehand shots. Be sure to look for it soon at your local stores and online retailers.
hole 14, par 3, triple Mando through the DGPT gate. And then you've got OB on both sides and some big rocks on the green. You're going to see either backhand turnover or forehand. For Devan, it's probably going to be a fairway driver, backhand up the middle. That left to right shot really makes the most sense here.
Yeah, it's the biggest gap, too, and plays into the hillside. Everything sets up for the forehand or the backhand lefty.
A little high,
Yeah, not ideal.
but it's stopping. Did it go in there?
Yep.
Oh, that's good. Didn't go. Could have maybe tried to challenge the out of bounds.
Yeah, I kind of thought it might when it stood up and kept rolling, but going to be a very awkward stance from there. And I just don't really.
Wow.
It's just not what we're used to seeing from Gregg.
No, that was so high.
And
is he throwing a boss?
I think that was a boss. I can't say for sure, but
Interesting.
the only thing I can really think of as Devan pulls his shot also.
Whoa.
Is that we don't have quite as much wind, and maybe the Texas humidity changed the grip a little bit, and he just wasn't quite comfortable.
And we see Paul going to a different disc after. Whoa. He went OB yesterday with a blue disc, and wow, that was an absolute shank.
I'm gonna say that's the last two drives were two of the worst drives I've ever seen from Paul in succession.
Which is crazy because he's 12 down through 12 coming into them, so you wouldn't
Yes.
expect that. Disc golf works in mysterious ways.
Yeah, he was 12 down through 12. Wow. I
That
keep
is
forgetting that because
really
it's just
crazy.
so like you just make it look so easy. It's just
But yeah, you're absolutely right on 2 holes that are really not that daunting.
no.
To have, you're totally right in saying 2 of the worst shots you're gonna see from any top professional, really. Oh, and look at this.
And that was the first par in a streak of 9-hole birdies. So really wanted to give that a better run, but like I said, I was happy that I wasn't out of bounds.
For sure. This hole's playing kind of deceptively tough.
And there have been 0 birdies on our feature group for the last 2 days on Jomez commentary.
Yeah, it's sort of crazy, right?
Yeah, it is kind of strange because this is not a hole that you come up to and think, better get my par.
Yeah. Wait, 300, 1 tree in the way? Oh, boy.
And that being said, it's still only the 9th hardest hole in the course.
Makes no sense.
What I don't understand. I mean, it only averages 2.79. I really feel like, Devan's likes to kick him out of the basket. That's not disrespect to the basket. That's just Devan being playful. Please don't jump down Devan's.
No. Not done in anger. Hole 15, par 4, 558, OB right, OB left, OB long. The railing here is not out of bounds. It's just annoying if you get real close to it. It's not out of bounds, and it won't stop you from doing anything, but it is annoying.
Well, the railing on the right is, but not the railing in the middle.
Fence
The
is
fence,
OB,
yeah. Well, yeah, that's not railing. You're right.
Yeah.
And that just stays in bounds, and that's about 4 feet from that wall, which may play to be a bit tricky on the second shot. And Greg's saying, I got to give people what they want to see.
He's going for everything.
I got to give them what they want to see, people.
That's pretty big, but he might be right behind a giant metal box.
He's got a Dikembe Mutombo in front of him. No.
Devan nice and wide.
And that's just the
That's
real
perfect
safe
place
play.
to be. It's
Yeah.
a little short, but there's nothing in the way from there.
If you're not going big, there's really no reason to go any further than that. I mean, if you're going to go big and you're going to try to go for the eagle, then go for it. But if not, there's no point.
Didn't get any turnover on this, so I don't think it could possibly have the distance for an eagle, but it does slow down pretty nice.
Well,
He's
you've
there
seen
with
him
Devan.
putt from
Yeah, true.
100 feet today.
True.
He's within 180 feet, so he's still in range.
He's absolutely in range. Eagle alert. And going with the high forehand.
Yeah, I'm going with a Firebird instead of the mortar here just because I had no run up and
It stays in bounds, though.
Yeah, stays in bounds, but man, I just really would like to not have a putt from outside the circle.
Definitely.
And Devan may be going to town a little bit on my my speed air there, going with a putter approach and just chips it up there, pin high, 18 feet.
Tall. Oh, man, despite a few honks from a passing car, he almost makes it again.
Unreal. Like just an animal.
It's like he just went to sleep for 2 holes, and now he's back.
Yeah. And Gregg couldn't quite get that run that he wanted on that one.
This is a big putt. Very nice. Not backing down.
The basket looks tiny next to me.
Most of them do, I've noticed.
It's like, is putting easier for smaller people when the basket's so big compared to their body size?
Has to be.
It's like I'm putting at a tinier target, relatively.
You're playing like a sort of a shrunken version of the game.
I believe we're going to have ourselves a good old-fashioned star frame here.
Nice.
And this is the third easiest hole in the course. This is really, most players are going to play this one smart. Pitch, get their 3, move on.
Hole 16, par 4, 585. A little bit less in the way than the last hole, but the OB is still very in play on that right side, sort of stopping you from making the right-hand roller play. If that was an OB, I think every righty would with a pulse would throw a roller.
Yes. But, roller's been my play on this hole for the last 2 years, and I didn't want to change now, so.
No, I'm not saying the roller's a bad play at all. You just have to be wary of that out of bounds.
Yeah, and especially right now, because we have a little bit of a left to right that's kind of creeped up, and it is pushing that disc over way too early, and that has crept out of bounds. I wouldn't say crept. That thing is just fully zipped out of bounds. But see if Gregg can make the adjustment here. Well, he's also going for the roller.
I don't like it.
No, that's even earlier than mine.
I think of myself as a very willing roller thrower. Wow, he makes the gate. And this one scares me. I'm not doing it because I just find the air shot leaves me with a very easy looking up shot.
There's no reason to not put yourself in the open and pitch up and get your 3. It's just not...
The allure of the 2 is certainly there because it could be done.
Devan's trying to
Devan's going to challenge the OB also.
Yeah, and this one's drifting. It needs to sit. And
3 players out of bounds. Huge opening here. I mean, not that Paul needs an opening, but man, everyone guaranteed to be taking 4 at this point.
Right, and we're going to see a destroyer here, and Paul trying to make the adjustment.
No, this is OB2.
Yep, that's going OB. This is very uncharacteristic.
Yeah, that was not a good show.
I would be willing to say that we've had a couple first ever. First ever 10 through 10 bottom of the box, and then first ever 4 drives OB in a row on this hole.
Yeah.
Like that, you can't do that. Yeah, that's so silly.
Pretty crazy. Everyone's got a pretty simple upshot.
It's a pretty annoying result. This actually is the 3rd easiest hole in the course. I got the last hole mixed up, so this one is the one that...
Yeah, this one plays easier for sure.
I mean, average is a half stroke below par. Anytime the average is a half or more below par, that pretty much puts it in the gotta-get range.
Yeah, it'd be nice if it was a little longer because, honestly, you probably don't all deserve super easy pars after you all went out of bounds. You shouldn't have just like a no-stress par.
The hole could also be perhaps 75 feet shorter, make it a 500-foot par 3.
Yeah, I like that too.
And then it could be a little bit easier to throw air shots at it.
I definitely like that idea. I like leaving the pin where it is, but moving the tee up. So the trees are still in play. That'd be great.
Interesting.
Hole 17, par 4, and this one isn't a tweener. As we said yesterday, this is a very nice hole. You got to play straight out here next to these 2 trees, then you turn a right angle, and you got to make a pretty treacherous approach here to get to this green. There's all the rough on the right side is out of bounds the entire way down.
And this is just the tournament layout of the hole. The normal pin is actually right where you want your drives to land, right off the tee here. So it's like right up there on that hillside, right about there, and then you're set up where you're looking at the pin. So
that looked like a good shot.
Yeah, that's exactly what I'd like. Just to get around the corner just enough to see the pin and give yourself an opportunity. And Gregg liked that one so much, he said, I'm going to try that too.
Yeah, that is very similar.
Maybe about 10 feet shorter than mine, but still in that perfect position area where you really like to be. And I want to say this is Devan's Explorer that he really likes a bunch, and he got a nice skip.
That's a brand new one from them, right?
The brand new disc from Latitude that a lot of people seem to be liking quite a bit. And
cool.
That took a long time for the disc to sit down, but it's in prime position.
Paul a little bit wider.
As long as he gets that distance. And we saw a really awkward skip yesterday from Paul in this hole. 2 days in a row, but he still can see the basket.
Yeah, that's not bad. And you see that pop-up, 4.42 average, so you guys are really putting yourselves in good position here.
Yeah, this is the hardest hole in the course, 2 days in a row, and justifiably so. I mean, this is just a daunting hole from tee to green.
Well, Paul has left himself a daunting putt there. He is outside the circle looking straight at the water. And Gregg kind of going over there to join him. Not the side of the basket you'd like to be on.
And I'm standing on a bit of an awkward hillside, so I decided to go put my knee down on the ground, not allowing me to get the hips as much as I'd like into the shot, but it's safe, but we're looking at about 45, 50 feet or so
you
from
guys
the pin
all
still.
Very scary putts.
Yeah, this is a scary putt from there, so you really have to decide whether or not you want to go for that putt.
See if Devan can hang it out a little bit wider.
And he also has the advantage of being able to throw a putter, being the backhand lefty.
Nice.
And that's inside the circle. He's going to be 25 feet or so.
And here is Paul for the birdie. Oh, this needs to stop.
And he knew right out of his hand that was going in the water.
Oh, man. Disaster.
First real putting mistake of the round.
And what are you thinking after watching that?
Well, I'm thinking the best he can do is 5, and right now the best I can do is 3.
Wow. What a putt. After watching one go, B, step up and just drill it. Amazing.
Yeah, that was a really good time to make a really scary putt and give it a little bit more float than I typically do just to make sure I didn't have the same result Paul did.
Yeah, man. I'm sitting here in the booth with sweaty hands after that putt. That was pretty incredible.
Thank you. And Gregg comes just a bit short. The way he putts, it really allows him to go for holes like this with that putting style, but didn't quite get it high enough.
Him and Ricky both. They can kind of have a lot of speed at the chains, but they're still going to dig.
Right. And this right here, as you see Gregg tap out and Devan with a really nice birdie. You see Paul mark his lie without a towel, just picks it up straight from the water, 28 feet for bogey.
What?
No towel, nothing.
Oh, why? Weird.
Because he's Paul McBeth, ladies and gentlemen. Because he's Paul McBeth. That putter is still dripping wet.
Slimy. Interesting. Hole 18, par 4, 492 across the water. Conditions much better today to attack this hole. First day was so windy you could really not even imagine getting to the basket. Now it's there for these guys. So we may see some eagle putts here with some big drives.
And yesterday during the round was the only time I've ever laid up just because the conditions were so bad. So my play for this one is to go pretty aggressive.
With a little turnover.
And didn't quite hold the turn as much. And it was heading OB, but fortunately that grass is thick enough. It stopped the disc. And it's going to be in the marshy area, safe.
Eagle putt.
Yeah, eagle putt.
And Devan, the water carry is really long for the left-handed player.
And it kind of appeared to me as if we were rooting for it to get to the water, to that land, never got to the edge. And it looked like he slipped a bit on the tee.
That would make some sense because that was pretty short.
This sounded like a lot of slides.
And Gregg, a little more turnover might be necessary. See if it's got the distance.
Last year, the last hole of the tournament, we saw Gregg park this.
Hit land, but he's fallen in.
Yeah, he's fallen back OB, so he'll have that putt for a birdie from about 50 feet or so.
Mm-hmm. We needed these spotters when my group played this hole.
Oh.
There goes Paul Weidheiser.
And that is the safest way to play this hole. If you do go back in bounds or back out of bounds, you at least cross the land most of the way. And that's a great shot. 35 feet for eagle. Great opportunity there to finish with a great score and to move to 14 down for the round if he makes that.
Which honestly is not that good considering where he started.
Yeah.
Like it's been a shockingly slow back nine for Paul based on how well he's been playing on the front nine. Here you are for the eagle. Wow, really nice bid.
Yeah, a bit obstructed, but I was happy to get it up there and at least give it a chance.
Gregg for birdie, just off the top.
And just not the Gregg Barsby that we're used to seeing. Tough round for Gregg.
Paul for one more eagle. Whoa. Same thing as the last hole, just absolutely floats it.
Yeah.
And here he is for the birdie. Unbelievable.
How fast that happens.
I haven't seen him miss one like that in a while.
Yeah. It's just, after...
And that's you for the lead.
And I barely got that out before Gregg could get off the course quick enough. Couldn't get off the course quick enough, but... Yeah, I didn't know how to, you do what you can and they do what they can.
Of course.
It's just and Devan's happy the round's over. And
wow,
I'm
crazy
sure
finish for Paul there.
Wondering what's going on after that 10 through 9 start and just a really slow back nine.
Yeah, crazy.
Only one bogey in the back nine for the lead card.
Yeah, Germ moves to the lead with a great round. Tying for the hot round, I believe.
Yeah, 4 others shot
Nate
13
Perkins,
as well.
one of them as well. He'll be making his lead card not debut, but for this weekend anyway.
Right.
He'll be getting up in there.
And as well as Garrett Gerthy shot 13 under, moving up to the lead card for last round. So it's going to be a really exciting finish.
Awesome. Thank you guys for joining us. Come back for the final round from Waco.